Hey guys, good evening and welcome back again to your Unacademy NEET English channel. I hope all of you doing great, having a good time. So my dear students, quickly let me know in the chats if all of you can hear me, if I'm perfectly audible, visible to every one of you. Let me know quickly in the chats if all of you can hear me, if I'm perfectly audible, visible to every one of you. Good evening people, good evening and welcome back. Good evening and welcome back. So my dear students, this particular session, I know all of you were desperately waiting for this particular session, so were we. So this particular session is basically for all those students who wrote the NEET examination. So first of all, on behalf of complete Unacademy NEET English team, I would like to congratulate all those students who have made it to the respective government medical colleges, who are scoring more than 530, 540, 550 in the NEET 2026 examination, and they are going to get into their dream college this year itself. Now, all those students who could not score well in the yesterday's examination, we all have been getting a lot of texts, lot of messages, lot of calls from the students. Sir, what to do? What is next? Should we quit? Should we take one more drop? Should we go for some other courses? I mean, students are actually depressed, my dear students. They are depressed. They do not know exactly what to do, what not to do. My dear students, genuinely, this particular session is basically going to be for all those students who scored less than 500 in the yesterday's NEET examination. Now, the first and the most important question, which I believe every one of you would be getting at this particular point of time, that should we take a drop or not? Yes, this is the common question, common query which I have been getting from the students lately since this NEET examination happened. And my dear students, before you come to any conclusion, before you come to any decision of whether you have to take the drop or not, there is one question I would want to ask you. Just ask one question to yourself. Whether you gave your best in the NEET preparation or not. Whether you gave your best for one complete year or not. And we are telling you here, if you actually gave your best for one complete year and still you are not getting it, then my dear students, it's completely going to be your call whether you would want to take the drop or not. But if you did not give best in the last one complete year, my dear students, what does that mean? That means if you did not complete the syllabus on time, if you did not practice a lot of questions, if you did not write the tests regularly, right? If you did not go to your teacher after getting any sort of doubt, if any of these things you could not do in the last 1 year, that means you have not given your best in the last 1 year. Okay? And if you have not given your best in the last 1 year, then my dear students, I would recommend you definitely to take the drop. Why is that? Because the dream which you have been chasing from past 2 years, my dear students, the dream which your parents have been chasing from past 2 years, you cannot take a U-turn from that particular dream if you have not given your best from last 1 year. Let me be very, very, very honest. But if you have given your best, you know that is the maximum which you could do, but still you are not getting anything from the yesterday's examination, then it is completely your choice to take your decision. But if you have not given your best from last 1 year, and my dear students, if you have not given your best from last 1 year, let me be very honest, you cannot take a U-turn from that dream which you have been chasing from past 2 years. You just need to analyze yourself. What were the mistakes which you did? That is the first and the most important thing which you have to do at this particular point of time. You have to analyze yourself first of all. What were the mistakes? Where did I lag? Why could not I remain disciplined from one complete year? Let me tell you, the way you have been studying from past 1 month, the way you have been studying from past 2 months, my dear students, if you could have studied the same way for one complete year, things would have been different. Let's not blame everything to the difficulty level of the paper. There are students who are scoring 560. There are students who are scoring 570 because they were consistent from past 1 year. So ask this question to yourself. Ask this question to yourself. This is the only thing, my dear students, which I'm asking you at this particular point of time. Right? Yavar sir?
Hi guys, I believe all of you are doing great, having the good time. At this moment, a lot of students are depressed. I know that because they are getting less score when it comes to the NEET 2026. One question that I would like to basically address over here. A lot of students asked me this particular question. Sir, we have got one complete year. Is it possible for me to crack this NEET examination in just one complete year? Listen to me very carefully. A student called me day before yesterday. He said, sir, I gave my 100% to the NEET 2026 as well as NEET 2026 in the last 3 months. Why couldn't I crack this particular examination in the last 3 months? My dear NEET aspirants, this is not the game of 3 months, 4 months. Yes, there are examples in which students have cracked the examination in 3 months, 4 months, but very less number of students. But let me just tell you, my dear NEET aspirants, if you focus on this particular examination, since Wassim sir told you, if you have the dream of becoming the doctor in the upcoming time, if you are going to give your 100% to this particular examination for complete 1 year, I won't be saying 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. No, one complete year is more than sufficient, my dear NEET aspirants. It only needs proper guidance. It only needs proper, I would say, dedication. If you have that strategy, if you have that plan, now who is going to tell you that plan? How can you make it to the government medical college in one complete year? That is your teachers. Those teachers, because there were students in the Phoenix batch previously who were studying for complete 1 year, they didn't complain at the end moment. Sir, we couldn't solve the exam. We couldn't solve this question. We couldn't solve that question. They said, we have solved every single pattern in the question, every single pattern of questions in the class itself. So we didn't feel the examination was difficult at all. They said paper was balanced. Yes, physics portion was a bit lengthy. Chemistry portion was a bit tough. But we have solved all those questions previously in the class itself. That's why we could solve all those questions in the examination hall. Now, this is the reality of that student who was studying for complete 1 year. If you're expecting I'll give my last 3 months to this examination, then it is impossible. So, my dear NEET aspirants, one complete year. If you are going to give, if you're basically starting from now itself, you are going to land into the medical college. No one is going to stop you from that. That is for sure.
Absolutely, my dear students. I completely agree to this. I would say 1 year is enough to crack any sort of competitive examination, provided you follow certain things. Number 1, you have to remain disciplined for 1 complete year. Number 2, you have to select your teachers wisely. Get trained by the teachers who have produced the ranks. Follow the proper mentorship for 1 complete year, my dear students. Do not use your brain in order to do this, that. No. You have to stay focused, you have to stay on track, and you have to follow the right set of teachers who will keep you guiding all the time what to do, what not to do. That's all. And my dear students, for example, if we talk about last year students who were our students in the plus batch, basically, Phoenix batch, I would say, they were following us for 1 complete year. If we could tell them, you don't have to solve this book, they were not solving that book. If we told them, leave this topic, they left that topic. If we tell them, just focus on this topic more, yes, they did focus on the topic more. That is something which we call as following the mentors blindly. That's something which you have to do for 1 complete year. And it is not the game of, as Yavar sir said, it's not the game of 3 months. It's not the game of 4 months. My dear students, you have to kickstart your preparation from tomorrow itself. From tomorrow itself, you have to kickstart your preparation again if you really want to crack this particular examination. You know, the level of the examination has changed. Now it is in the category of moderate to difficult. It's not that easy anymore. But if you're thinking whether 1 year is enough to crack it, yes, I would say 1 year is enough to crack it. Irrespective of the fact, whatever is going to be the level of the NEET examination in 2027 does not matter at all. Does not matter at all. Just follow your proper set of teachers blindly. That's my only request to all the students out here who are watching us right now. So the first question which you were continuously asking us, whether 1 year is enough to crack this examination, I would say yes, 1 year is enough to crack this particular examination, that too with an amazing score, irrespective of the fact what is going to be the level of the examination in the NEET 2027. Whether it's going to be easy or difficult does not matter. Number one. Number two, my dear students, the way you have been studying from past 1 month, imagine if you studied the same way for one complete year. Things would have been different at this point of time. You would not have been watching this session right now. Things would have been different. I am telling you, as an educator, things would have been different. So now let's kickstart the preparation. Let's start the preparation again from tomorrow. Let's not waste even a single day, because my dear students, if you think you are going to take a pause for 7 days, 10 days, and after 10 days you are thinking you'll start, my dear students, it's going to be really difficult for you guys to start the preparation again after 10 days, because you have to get that rhythm back after 10 days. Right now you are preparing for NEET examination, so that rhythm you have already. So do not break that rhythm at this particular point of time. Do not do that at all. So start your preparation from tomorrow itself. And if you waste a single day, just remember, on a given day, if you are wasting it, more than 500 students will be crossing you in that race, my dear students. And you would never want to do that for sure. Yes? Now. I'm going to show you certain things here. Do look at these students. Do you know this Bhavesh guy? He scored 567 in his first attempt. He took a drop, joined our plus program, joined our batch, and scoring 628. A jump of 61 marks. But my dear students, he was consistent for 1 complete year. He was following the proper guidance. If he could do it, you can do that too. Now you must be thinking, it's not a big deal to shoot up the score by 61 marks. Look at this guy, guys. It's a perfect example. 356 in his first attempt and 700 in his second attempt, my dear students. Do you see this? The jump of 344 marks. Just a below average student who took this jump of 344 marks, my dear students. If he could do that, why couldn't you? Why can't you? My dear students, talk about this, Pranjal. He did not write the first attempt, right? He just directly took the drop. Perfect. He did not write, after qualifying the 12th examination, he did not write the NEET examination. Perfect. He just took the drop. Got 705. First time selection. AIMS Delhi. This guy is in KGMC Lucknow. This guy is in SMS Medical College Jaipur. Right? Similarly, there is one more amazing story which Yusuf has. He was scoring 463 in his first attempt and second attempt 628. A jump of 165 marks. And right now, he's in AIMS, my dear students. If these guys could do it, you can do that too. It is just you have to follow the right guidance. It is just you have to follow us blindly, my dear students. Okay, talk about me. I failed miserably my JEE attempt in the first attempt. That does not mean I lost hope. No. Because I had a strong motivation in front of me. Okay. I always wanted my family's name to be proud. I always wanted my father's name to be proud. And that was a strong motivation which I had, which kept me driving all the time. And in the second attempt, I killed it. If I could do it, being an average student, you can do that too. Let me be very honest. Okay, so these are different case studies, different examples, my dear students, which we have in front of us, right? These sort of students we have trained who could not crack their exam in the first attempt, who could not crack their exam in the second attempt, but they did not lose hope. Because the dream which they had been chasing, they did not take a U-turn suddenly. That's something which I would want from you guys as well. Just make this promise to yourself, make this promise to your parents, make this promise with us that you are not going to take a U-turn at this particular point of time. Let's give it 1 complete year under right guidance, under right mentorship, following the lectures, the level up lectures, my dear students. Because NEET is not the same anymore. The level has changed. The level has increased, right? So let's kickstart our preparation from tomorrow itself. And my dear students, I would recommend one thing at this point of time, after seeing the level of the examination in the 2025, in this year, right? After seeing the level, I would recommend you to avoid the YouTube lectures now. Just avoid them. You are supposed to follow a dedicated batch, my dear students, be it offline or online. Now, we know Offline is very costly and online is affordable. But at the same time, you have to go for that particular online batch, my dear students, wherein you are getting trained by the teachers of your choice who have given the ranks in their past. That's something which you have to do. That's something which you have to do. Do not be emotional at this point of time. Just think logically. Do not be emotional at all. Do not become emotional fools at this particular point.
One thing I would add over here, my dear NEET aspirants, it is not just completing the syllabus which is going to give you the selection. There are some other parameters also which help you to get the selection in the upcoming time. See, you guys have been following us on YouTube. I know that. You know the level of content we have provided you on the YouTube. And my dear NEET aspirants, we were giving you the previous year questions of JEE Mains. The complete level of JEE Mains we have taught you at the end moment, even from the starting on YouTube. Even some students were complaining at that point of time, sir, why are you bringing the JEE Mains questions in your sessions? The only reason was because we knew what kind of paper they are going to ask in the upcoming time. And you might have recently seen in chemistry, directly some questions were of JEE Advanced level. In physics, direct copy-paste questions were from JEE Mains recent attempt. And my dear NEET aspirants, that was the level which we were giving on YouTube. Now I would recommend you to go to the old Phoenix batch. Download the PDF because that is accessible to everybody. Download the PDF of all the chapters which we have basically taught over there. Then you compare the level of those lectures, those notes with the notes which we have taught on YouTube. You'll see the difference. And one more important thing, when it comes to your selection, it is not just completing the syllabus. It is not just only revising. There are other parameters. What is that? That is, I would say, the first thing, that is tests. If you're just learning on YouTube, you're not in a batch. So in YouTube, you won't be having the proper platform wherein you can give the tests of the NEET level, because you must give the test which is completely based on the NEET level and in which JEE Mains pattern questions are also included. Even after the tests, we used to basically analyze the score of our students. Can you, if you lag at this question, if you couldn't solve the questions on this particular topic, how can you improve your score? That is called the test analysis. That is only possible inside the batch. And without the test analysis, it is impossible to improve your score, because at the end moment, students complain, sir, I couldn't improve my score. I'm not able to push my score. That is because you are not able to do the test analysis. You cannot do because you are not in a proper batch. That test analysis is done inside the batch. And my dear NEET aspirants, let's suppose if you lag in the today's examination, you give, let's suppose there were 10 questions in the examination. You could solve only 7, 3 left. Now, if you don't do the test analysis, these 3, in the next examination, 3 more, in the next examination, 3 more. Once you give the cumulative test of all the chapters, you are going to score only 50%. That becomes the main reason students could not do the well in the examination. They don't get the proper score. And that's why they fail. This happens. All of these problems are basically taken away from you in the batch itself, where we do the test analysis. Okay. So my dear NEET aspirants, it's not just completing the syllabus. There are other parameters also. You have to interact with your teachers. Sir, I'm following this particular plan. Should I follow this particular plan? Without any strategy, if you're coming and going in a random way, in a messy way, you expect the selection, it is impossible. You must have the proper plan. You must have the proper timetable. For first 2 months, your energy is high. Once the first 2 months are gone, then you start basically going down. At that point of time, if you change your plan, if you change your strategy, you again start going up. That is what matters. Okay. Want to add something?
My dear students, whatever things we told you till now, so I'm not going to waste further time. Okay. Let me directly tell you all the things which I told you till now. All those things we are going to incorporate in the Phoenix 2.0 batch, which we are starting for the NEET 2027 aspirants. Now, lot of students among you would not know what this Phoenix 2.0 batch is all about. Before giving you the description of Phoenix 2.0 batch, which we are starting on Unacademy platform, let me tell you, my dear students, Phoenix is the name which is given for the droppers batch, basically. Okay? wherein students prepare for one complete year with the Unacademy team. And under the banner Phoenix, we are starting almost 6 batches, my dear students. Like one batch is started by this particular team. One more batch is started by Seep ma'am with her team. One batch is started by Garima ma'am with her team. One batch is started by Asad sir AKM with their people, right? There are 6 batches which we are starting for the NEET 2027 aspirants. And my dear students, if you are enrolling yourself in the Unacademy platform, you'll be having the access to all those batches. This is something which makes the Phoenix different from all the other platforms. So technically, from this particular team, for example, if you do not want to study chemistry from me, you have got other options as well. Right? If you do not want to study physics from some other batch, you can study it from Yavar sir, right? There are multiple options which we have kept for all these students. This is something which is going to happen only in the Phoenix batch, my dear students. You'll be having the access to all these 6 batches for the NEET 2027, right? Wherein you can select your teachers. That is something which is amazing here. And all the teachers in all the batches are super amazing, my dear students. You know that already. I'm telling you that. Now, let's have a look on this PPT, wherein we'll give you the complete details about the batch. And my dear students, based on the level of the NEET examination, you know, the level has increased. Now, my dear students, if you really are serious about this preparation for one complete year, 4 things you have to keep in mind. 4 things, just 4 things you have to keep in mind. Number 1, learn. Number 2, practice. Number 3, revise. Number 4, doubt solving. These are the 4 parameters, my dear students, right? These are the 4 parameters which you have to accomplish for one complete year. If you miss any of the parameter, you won't get selected. 25% contribution towards your selection is by learning. 25% contribution is through practice. 25% contribution is through revision. And 25% contribution, my dear students, is through doubt solving. So if you are missing any of these parameters, then your selection won't be there in the NEET 2027 as well. So you have to take all these 4 things very, very, very seriously, my dear students. Based on the pattern of the examination which we have been seeing from past 2 years. Okay? Point number 1. Point number 2. Now what is the first framework? What was the first point? That was learn. And in the Phoenix 2.0 batch, my dear students, you will be getting trained by the top-notch teachers of the country. In the Phoenix 2.0 batch, my dear students, basically in this Phoenix 2.0, wherein we are starting 6 different batches, my dear students, and you have got access to all the batches. Okay, you have got access to all the batches. In all these batches, you are getting trained by India's top educators. Number 1, in every batch, 600 plus live lectures will be there, right? We conduct questions through polls in the batch itself. There is 2-way audio interaction. That means if a student faces a doubt in the live lecture, he can unmute himself and he can ask us the doubt there only during the live session. You are getting the digitized handwritten class notes as well. And this is how the live class looks like, my dear students. Point number 1. Similarly, at the same time, you are going to have the access to all the past, present, and upcoming batches, including the crash course in the Phoenix 2.0. So, what does that mean exactly? That means if you are taking the subscription of Unacademy, my dear students, all the past batches, all the present batches, or all the other batches which we are starting, that is going to be the crash course batches, which will be starting in the month of January, February, right? You'll be having the access to all those batches as well. Perfect. Digital theory notes will be provided to you. You need not to worry about anything. My dear students, at the same time, since the classes are going to be live lectures, by any chance, if you miss any of the live lecture, you'll be having the access to the recordings of the lectures as well. You need not to worry about that as well. Okay? Perfect. So no need. This is all about your learning phase, right? And few more points I would want to add over here, my dear students. That is the second point. First one, as Yavar sir clearly told you, by just watching the lectures, you cannot crack this examination. The most important thing, my dear students, that is practice here. That is practice here. And I would want Yavar sir to be here and talk about all this stuff, my dear students, which is super beneficial for all of you.
Now, my dear NEET aspirants, Now, guys, see, this is the framework 2. And in this particular case, what is that? That is practice. And when it comes to the practice, there are 3 things that I would recommend you guys to focus on exactly when you basically talk about this practice. First of all, improve your speed and accuracy. When you practice the questions, at that point of time, you guys are supposed to keep in your mind that you have to solve the question within the given time frame. Because yesterday students said in the NEET examination, we could solve this paper, physics paper, in 1 hour and 30 minutes. Why? Because they did not have the proper accuracy. They couldn't solve the questions within the given time frame. Why? Because of the lack of practice. Now, my dear NEET aspirants, we say improve speed and accuracy. This is how we are going to help you to basically improve your speed and accuracy, because we know how you can approach a question so that you can improve your, we say, speed and accuracy.
I would want to add one more thing here. Guys, in your Phoenix 2.0 batch, this is something which will be taken care properly. There will be live one-on-one battles. So there'll be live one-on-one battles between 2 students, right? We'll be selecting the students in the batches, and there'll be live one-on-one battle by means of which you can improvise your speed for sure. This is one of the most important things. And here,
you can basically create your own practice. You can create your own paper. Like, see, for biology, and you can create the difficulty level over here. You can select the difficulty level over here. Difficulty of questions, okay, total time and how much time you want to basically do it. So this is completely included in this particular batch. Now, see, these are the features, subject, chapter, or we say topic-wise difficulty. If you want, basically, I want the difficult question from this Coulomb's law. I want the difficult questions from that topic. You can do that because that is basically, this feature is also available over here. Then, my dear NEET aspirants, I would say, in this particular case, 18K plus chapter and topic-wise questions, 18,000 plus chapter-wise and topic-wise questions. That is huge, more than sufficient in order to crack NEET examination, my dear NEET. Okay, like this also, NCERT exercise with video solutions. This will be available. We say mistake notebook, like auto-saved incorrect concepts for revision. Okay, 37K plus questions from, we say, Quest, and for top 100 AIR booklet. So everything, whatever is mentioned over here, this you will be getting in this particular batch.
so if you talk about this, guys, this is something which is very, very, very important, which majority of the students miss. They do not solve the NCERT exercise questions. They do not solve the NCERT in-text questions. So in this Phoenix batch, right, you will be having the access to all of this, right? All the NCERT exercise questions with video solutions will be provided to you, right? There'll be a mistake notebook, right, wherein auto-saved incorrect concepts for the revision will be happening. For example, what does that mean? Let's say you are trying a question on Unacademy platform, you're not able to solve it, you marked it wrong, so it'll be auto-saved, right? It'll be auto-saved, and all the time, whenever you open the Unacademy app, right, you will, when you check which all concepts you marked incorrect, so you can do its revision consistently. That's an amazing feature which has been kept, and it's a new feature basically. This is something which has never happened in the history of EdTech, right? 37,000 plus questions, some more questions, already 18,000 questions. Apart from that, NCERT questions. Apart from that, 37K plus questions, my dear students. Daily classes for MCQ practice will be there. Last 10-year PYQs with video solutions will be there, right? And in the app, there are almost 6,200 in-app DPPs, daily practice sheets, right? Which you can, have the access to every single day. Okay, moving on to the third and the most important thing. What is that? That is revision. This is again one of the most important parameter, my dear students, which you have to take into the consideration. Perfect. How you are supposed to do the revision, and how Unacademy is going to help you out in order to do the revision properly. For that, in the batch, after every 21 days, my dear students, it can be 21 or 14 days, right? You'll be having the in-class test. So whatever things we are going to teach you in the batch for 14 to 21 days, after 21 days, you'll be having the test of that particular stuff, right? So by means of which, your revision keeps on happening on its own, right? Revision through 28 all India mock test to predict your AR amongst 1 lakh plus learners. So basically, you'll be having the access to all India mock tests as well, right? In this particular batch. And at the same time, at the same time, once we are done with the syllabus completion in this particular batch, my dear students, then there will be 2 times the revision, which will be happening. One in the month of February to March, and second in the month of April. So again, the revision is also included here. It's not only about the syllabus completion. First, we are going to complete your syllabus. Then in the last months, we are going to be with you in your revision strategies as well. We are going to revise things with you in the last 4 months, my dear students. That is again one amazing feature which you don't get in any sort of batch.
Guys, one thing I would want you guys to listen to, that is, it is not just we are saying you have to basically complete the syllabus. You have to basically revise, you have to give the tests, you have to do the test analysis. We are not just saying like in a strategy video. We are just saying we are basically helping you out in all of these things. How can you make it possible? And how we can help you? And how we can implement it? Because we have designed this program, we have designed this batch in such a way so that all of these things are being done effectively, so that it can help you to enter the medical college. That is the most important thing over here. For that reason, we have made these slides. For that reason, we have designed this program so that we can do it together. It is not just you. We will do it together. So basically, it is for us also. We have to complete the syllabus. We have to revise also. We have to give the tests also. We have to do the test analysis also. Okay, that is very important. You guys need to focus on. Okay, that is a revise. The revise.
There's one more important thing, the revision part.
Yeah, in the revision part. Your favorite classes, make your own playlist. Okay. Now, favorite classes, I would say, let's suppose you were having problem in some lecture. Okay, you were having doubts in certain particular lectures. You can make a separate playlist of that. That is, you can call that as a favorite playlist. Okay, so that feature is also available right now in this particular batch. Class screenshots, you can do that also. Most challenging questions and tests, okay, that will be done also from our side also. We'll be helping you, we'll be coming up with this also so that you can improvise your score. Okay, modules from where you left.
So my dear students, all this comes in the revision part, right? By following all this, your revision is going to be very, very, very effective. Okay, by following all this, your revision is going to be very, very effective. Now, one more important thing, that is the doubt. As I told you, first one was learn, second one is practice, third one was revision, and the fourth one is doubt solve. I have seen a lot of students in my entire teaching career, when they join the offline classes, they are very shy basically. They won't come to the teachers and ask them that this is the doubt which we have, right? That is something which is, I would say, the drawback for majority of the students, right? When it comes to the offline coaching, because students are shy, right? But here, my dear students, it is the online batch. Perfect. It is an online batch. You can ask your doubts anytime to your teachers. Teachers will be 24/7 available for you when it comes to the doubt solving, right? So first of all, when it comes to the doubt solving, during the class, there'll be live doubt solving. So when I'll be teaching, for example, in the class, when I'll be taking the live lecture, during the lecture itself, you can ask me the doubt. Okay. And my dear students, let me tell you, during the class itself, you can unmute yourself. You can ask me that this is the doubt which I have, and please help me out in order to tackle the doubt. And we'll be helping you in that. Number one. Number two, during the class only, you can raise your hand and ask the doubt. Number three, you can ask a doubt from text, image with video solution. Perfect. So basically, whenever you face any sort of doubt, first thing, you can ask your doubt during the lecture. Second thing, you can post the image of that particular doubt during the lecture, wherein your teachers are going to help you out. And my dear students, moving on to that. This is the most important feature, my dear students, that, what is that? Don't take your doubts to the next class. Clear them on the same day. This is the most important parameter which you need to take into consideration. This is very, very, very important, my dear students. You need not to carry forward your doubts. So in order to tackle your doubts, first of all, there is in-class doubt solving. In every class, you can ask us the doubts. Apart from that, my dear students, there are slots. These are 3 slots every single day. Morning 11 a.m. will be the physics slot, right? Morning 11 a.m. to 12:30, and evening 1 p.m. to 2:30, right? Similarly, chemistry slots, morning 11:30 to 1 p.m., evening 6 p.m. to 7:30. Biology timings, 10 a.m. to 11:30. Similarly, 3 p.m. to 4:30. These are going to be the doubt solving slots, my dear students, which will be happening every day in the batch. So, for example, I'm teaching you the chemical bonding. Let's say I'm teaching you a hybridization concept. If you face any doubt, let's say you asked me the doubt in the class. Let's say the doubt was not clear in the class. After that, there is one more option. On the same day, my dear students, there will be the doubt solving classes in every single subject, right? Every single day. It's not just like one day a week. No, it's every single day there will be doubt solving sessions. So teachers will be available for you 24/7. This is something very, very, very amazing, my dear students, which you have in this particular batch, right? Now, moving on. Moving on. I know a lot of students among you, right? They would be right now thinking whether we'll be getting selected or not. For example, the student who will be getting 510 right now, and he'll be waiting for the cutoff. He'll be thinking whether I should take the drop, whether I should start preparing again, whether I should take this batch. For all of you, my dear students, who fall into this particular category, even if you are taking the batch, and after taking the batch, by counseling, if you are getting selected this year itself, your entire fees will be refunded. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So if you get selected in a government medical college, after taking this batch, you'll be eligible for a complete refund, my dear. Okay? Going on to one more thing. Now you must be thinking, how do we enroll into the batch? How do we enroll into this Phoenix? My dear students, we have got three ways. You have got three ways by means of which you can enroll yourself to this Phoenix. First, you can take Unacademy Plus subscription, right? Unacademy Plus subscription is just at 4699. In 4699, all the things which I have showed you till now, all the things, you are having the access to all the things, my dear students, through Unacademy Plus subscription. So if you are taking the Unacademy Plus subscription, all the things which we told you till now, you are getting those things just at 4699. And this is not something which you have to pay monthly. No, my dear students, this is the cost of the subscription for one complete year. So basically, look at all these educators. Your chemistry panel, biology panel, physics panel, right? You are having the access to the lectures of all these educators, my dear students. Because as I told you already, for the NEET 2027 aspirants, we are starting almost 6 batches, my dear students, right? Some batches are in English language, some batches are in Hindi language, some batches are in English language. And if you take the Unacademy Plus subscription, you'll be having the access to all these 6 batches. So technically, you can select your teachers on your own. That is something very, very, very important, my dear students. Just at 4699, all the things which we told you till now, just at 4699. Now, my dear students, one more important thing. What is that? Let me talk about that too. There is one more type of the subscription which you can take. First one was Plus subscription, wherein you are getting everything, whatever we told you till now, at just 4699. If you are taking Iconic subscription, then let me tell you, all the Plus features, all the features which are there in Plus subscription, you are already getting them. If you are taking Iconic subscription, first of all the features which I gave you in the Plus subscription, you are taking them. Apart from that, my dear students, if you want your study material in the booklet form, if you want your study material to be delivered at your houses in the form of booklets like these, my dear students, like these, right? They'll be delivered to your houses. So if you are taking the Iconic subscription, your study material will be delivered. The hard copies, these booklets will be delivered to your houses, right? That is one more important thing in Iconic subscription. Apart from that, like this. These are the 23 booklets which will be delivered to your houses, my dear students, if you are taking the Iconic subscription. And this is the finest study material which I have seen in my entire teaching career. Let me be very honest. And apart from that, if you are taking Iconic, first of all the features of Plus are included. Apart from that, 23 printed modules will be delivered to your houses. There'll be one-on-one mentorships, which is needed the most at this particular point of time. You need one-on-one mentors, my dear students, who will keep on guiding you all the time what to do, what not to do. Okay? A particular guide will be assigned to you, and he is going to tell you all the time what to do, what not to do. And that guide can be me also. I have to turn few lights off because the electricity is cut. Okay. Now, my dear students, at the same time, what does this NEET UG assure? What is this NEET UG Assure? This is the third thing, my dear students, which you are getting in Iconic subscription. What is that? Let me tell you. Let me tell you. If you are taking the Iconic subscription, right? And if you have got the minimum 300 hours of your watch time on Unacademy platform, right? If you have, and at the same time, in the NEET 2027 examination, if you are scoring less than 580 marks, right? Perfect. My dear students, Iconic NEET UG Assure is there. Perfect. Moving on to a few more important things. What is that? So I talked about the Unacademy Plus subscription. I talked about the Unacademy Iconic subscription, right? And the third subscription which you can take, that is Iconic Pro. This is one more subscription which you can take, my dear students. And what is there in this particular subscription? First of all, if you are taking the Iconic Pro subscription, all the iconic features, all the features which are there in the Iconic batch, right? You are having the access to all those features which are there in the Iconic batch already. Now, these are the three most important things which you are getting in Iconic Pro. Apart from the features of Iconic features you are getting. Apart from that, these are the other three features which you are getting, my dear students. The 100 Club, WhatsApp community, offline computer-based test. What is this 100 Club exactly? You must be thinking. My dear students, you would be knowing these two amazing doctors, Janvi and Dr. Soeb, right? All India rank 51, NEET 2022. All India rank 1 in NEET 2020. My dear students, in the 100 Club, you'll be mentored by these two. You'll be mentored. You'll be guided by these two people. Okay? There'll be separate one-on-one sessions, right, with these two people. Perfect. Weekly face-to-face classes with AIMS toppers. Separate Telegram group for 100 learners with 24-hour doubt solving by these two people, right? And apart from that, look at how this 100 Clubs looks like. You know this Soeb Aftab, right? He's taking the session with all the students, perfect, who are there in the 100 Club. Like this, you'll be having your classes with them as well. Perfect. And you can interact through audio, video interaction with all of them. Okay, moving on. This is the most important thing. You know, when it comes to your NEET 2027 examination, it is going to be computer-based. You know that. Now we have to train we have to train you in this computer-based test as well. So my dear students, what is this computer-based test? So we have got offline computer-based test as well as online computer-based test. In online computer-based test, you are going to have 28 tests we are going to give you. And my dear students, these are basically a proctored test basically. When you write the tests, perfect, you have to keep your video on. And my dear students, let me tell you, you are going to get the same feel. Whatever feel you'll be getting in the NEET 2027 examination while writing the test in the computer-based format. Same feel you are going to get while writing the computer-based test here also. So you have got offline computer-based test as well as online computer-based test. Online CBT as well as offline CBT. In online CBT, I would say you have got 28 tests will be provided to you, right? Based on the format which you'll be getting in NEET 2027. Perfect. And apart from that, if you are taking offline computer-based tests, what happens in offline computer-based tests? Out of 28 tests, my dear students, there'll be 15 online tests which you can give at your houses, and there'll be 13 offline computer-based tests. So basically, there are 70 plus centers of Unacademy across the country. You will have to go to the nearest Unacademy center and you'll have to write these 13 offline computer-based tests as well. And if you're taking this computer-based CBT, if you're taking this CBT with plus, then you have to give 5,999 extra. If you are taking CBT with Iconic, you have to give this much extra. And if you are taking CBT with Iconic Pro, then there are no charges over here. Perfect. So this is again one of the most important thing which you have here. And my dear students, this is the Avengers team. As I told you, there will be almost like 6 batches which we are going to start for the NEET 2027 aspirants, and out of which this is the batch wherein we are going to teach. Right, me, Yavar sir, Tina ma'am, Khurshid sir, and Sonali ma'am. Perfect. This is the team of the Avengers. I mean, these are the teachers. I mean, you just Google their names, you'll understand, right? Who are these? Perfect. The ones who have produced the ranks, the ones who are experts of it. The batch is starting on 30th of June, right? Over here, we have mentioned 15th of Feb. But my dear students, instead of 15th of Feb, your syllabus will be getting completed by December end in this particular. So we'll be completing your entire syllabus by December end. Okay, by December end, your entire syllabus will be getting complete in this particular batch, right? And my dear students, apart from the syllabus completion, there'll be 2 times revision, as we told you, 600 plus live lectures, 15 plus mock tests, right? And which include 7 minor, 3 major, and full syllabus tests. Every single, all the parameters which are required for this competitive examination to be cracked, all are incorporated here. And these are the class timings, right? Which we have scheduled over here. Perfect. As you can see, this is the biology course flow. Ma'am is starting with the cell, the unit of life on 30th of June. Perfect. Number of lectures assigned to that chapter are 4. Similarly, cell cycle and cell division, 4 lectures assigned, right? So every single thing is here. As you can see, this is the biology course flow. Similarly, physics course flow. And similarly, this is the chemistry course flow, my dear students, right? For example, I'm starting mole and concentration terms on 30th of June, right? End date is 11th of July. So I'm giving 12 lectures to that particular chapter. Similarly, redox reaction, I'm giving 8 lectures. And the start date of the chapter and end date of the chapter is also mentioned here. And my dear students, at the same time, these are, if you look at the test flow, basically, I told you after every 14 to 21 days, you'll be having the tests. And this is the syllabus of all the minor tests, all the major tests, which we have provided already here, right? So get enrolled into the batch as soon as possible, okay? My dear students, whatever parameters are required for this competitive examination to be cracked, all the parameters have been incorporated here in this particular batch, right? Okay, so do get enrolled as soon as possible. I know a lot of students would be there who would be thinking how to enroll into the batch. What you have to do is, you can see the link pinned in the chats. You just have to click on that link. After clicking on that link, you'll be having 3 options. You'll be having 2 options, either to go for plus subscription or iconic subscription. You just need to click on the plus subscription or iconic subscription, whatever is feasible for you, right? For example, if you are selecting plus, click on plus. Then you have to select the duration, whether you want to take the subscription for 24 months or 12 months. For example, you are taking for 12 months, click on that, put your mobile number on which you will be getting the OTP and everything. And eventually you'll be getting access to all these 6 batches, my dear students, at the minimal cost, right? As I told you, no, physics won't be complete in May. There is some mistake in the schedule, which has, as I told you, your entire syllabus will be completed by December end. Physics, chemistry, as well as biology. Do not worry about that, right? I'll get that changed if there is a mistake here. Okay? Okay, guys. So get enrolled in the batch as soon as possible. And the first 1,000 students who are taking the subscription, right? They are getting some massive discount also by clicking on the link which is there, which you can see in the chats, right? And after that, the batch cost is again going to hike up. That happens everywhere. So get enrolled as soon as possible, right? Think over it whether you want to go for plus subscription, you want to take iconic subscription, you want to take iconic pro. All the 3 options are available to you. Yes. And people, at the same time, wishing you all the luck for the NEET 2027 exam. Get enrolled as soon as possible, right? Because this is something, my dear students, which is going to assure your selection for sure when it comes to NEET 2027 journey. Because all the parameters which are required to crack this particular examination, every single thing is here. You just need to trust us blindly. Whatever we tell you to follow, just follow that. Whatever we tell you to avoid, just avoid that. Nothing more, nothing less. So with this, I'll be taking leave. Get enrolled as soon as possible, my dear students, as soon as possible, because let's kickstart the journey as soon as possible. Perfect. And separate Telegram group will be created for you guys, wherein we'll be in direct contact with you 24/7 every single day for one complete. Okay. So take a leave with this. You take care. God bless you all.